Okay, so I promise that's going to be a question. Draw and label a parallelogram. So I don't think you'll have to write out those properties, but even if you do, you have them on this worksheet, so you'll just keep it with you. Because I really think we're doing a quiz on Friday, which is still remote. Did you guys pick that up? We're still doing remote Fridays forever. Well, this school year. Okay? So Fridays, every Friday is still just remote. And so I think this Friday we're still just going to do it. So don't lose this piece of paper. Okay, so I ran out when I was labeling this puppy. I was like, I'm going to put 1 mark there. That means those are congruent. And then I was going to put 2 marks there. That means they're congruent. And then I'm going to put 3 marks there. And that means those are congruent. But then I was like, I'm getting really tired of making marks. So then I just went ahead and made circles. Why not? It just means they're congruent. Okay, now I could have replaced these with numbers. Like I could have done 5 and 5, or 7 and 7, or 10 and 10, or 11 and 11. It doesn't matter. I just put marks instead. Got it? And then when I put these little archy arcs there, that means those are the same. So that would be like 60 and 60. Oh, or 120 and 120. That's all that means. Okay, so don't get too worked up about, look at all those different marks. I'm not going to remember those. You don't have to. It just means they're the same. Okay? So that was slide 1, y'all. Sweet. Is this slide 2? All right. A rhombus is a special parallelogram. It's if you were to draw a square and push one corner, you would have a rhombus. If you were to draw a square and just push one corner, you'd have a rhombus, okay? So that's what a rhombus looks like. What a mess. The only stuff that's different, well, the major one is that those are right angles. Okay, that wasn't on the previous drawing, right? And since it's a square, you already know, because like from kindergarten, even before that, maybe pre-K, you know, when you had to like, what shape is this? What shape is that? Square, okay? Even before that, you knew that all the sides of a square were the same. Well, all the sides of a rhombus are the same. That's why they're all 1 mark. Clear? Sure. So see, it really did take forever for everybody to draw that because they were like, wait, how many marks does that get? How many marks does that get? And now I don't have to worry about that. You're welcome. What was that? Did you say, what? Mr. Blanchard, happy birthday? What? You remembered. What a great day.
No one said anything. It just got so quiet.
I get my students back.
Is it seriously your birthday?
On my birthday. I get my students back on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh my goodness. What? Yes, for real.
How old are you turning?
I'm old. Oh, wait. Here's how old I am. If my age were a number inside a square root, it could be broken down into 2 square root of 13. My age, if my age were a number inside a square root, it could be broken down into 2 square root 13. I gotta think about that. Yeah, I did it right.
How old is your oldest kid?
My son is 23. What? 44, I'll take it. You get extra credit. 42, I'll totally get that too. What number, when you break it down, is that? So I'd have to have something times something. What would I have to have? What would I have to have here and there so that I could get a 2 on the outside?
have like free video games. I'm not doing that.
I believe that.
I'm not doing that today.
This is a 2, and that's a 2, right? It had to be. So that 2 goes there. So what would the leftover have to be? 13. So what is 2 times 2 times 13? 52.
I said that. Yeah, I said that the whole
I-
time. I didn't even have to figure it out.
I know.
I said 40. I said 40. Bro, I thought you were going to say 40.
I know, I'll take it. I will take it.
I was thinking of the next part.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to need my security card.
I know.
Wait.
It's not the years, it's the miles. Next. Yeah. Okay. Another type of special parallelogram, and I've already explained this. So if I were to take and just make the angles right angles of a parallelogram, then it's called a rectangle. Wow. So even like from pre-K, you learned what a rectangle was, but you guys just pointed to it. But little did you know that all the properties of a rectangle existed. You just knew that it looked like this. Okay, so you know that the left and the right are the same, the top and the bottom are the same, but, and this one's kind of common sense, when you draw the diagonals, all 4 of those dudes are the same. Okay, that's all you need to remember about that. And you really don't even have to remember it because you'll have that sheet as your guide. Okay. Hey, are there right angles in the middle? In the middle of a rectangle? No. Okay. Next. And then the last one that we'll talk about is a square. And this is the one that's super simple because it's not a rhombus, it's a square. So we didn't even push the corner anymore. It's just a square. All the stuff that you think is congruent really is. Okay. And you also have right angles in the middle. It always happens. So it's not just this year. It's either the first day or the second day back from Christmas break that I get to celebrate my birthday. Yeah. No, what's even worse is when like you're a kid and you have, because it's what, 13 days, no, 11 days after Christmas. And like for Christmas, oh, here's your Christmas present and your birthday present.
And then literally just take away one.
Yeah.
One of my friends, their birthday was on Christmas Eve, and they had to choose whether they want to open gifts for Christmas or their birthday.
Mm-mm.
Oh, hey, I'm
So then,
birthday in December is like, oh.
yeah, a lot of people celebrate like they do a half birthday in June. Next. Okay, is this, okay, good. So now in English class, I hope they're still trying to teach you some type of Venn diagram thing, but this is all it means. In the world of parallelograms, there are rhombuses, squares, and rectangles. Okay, so in the world of parallelograms, there's 3 special types, and those are the ones that I already mentioned: a rhombus, a square, or a rectangle. If you take a rhombus and a rectangle and you mush them together, you get a square. Okay, that's all that Venn diagram means. Okay, so if you take the properties of a rhombus and a rectangle and you smash them together, you get a square. Okay, so is every square a rectangle? Is every rectangle a square? They get really confusing. All you need to know is if you just take a rhombus and a rectangle together, you get a square. Good? Okay, so now I think this is where our slides are different. You don't have that, right? Okay. But you do have this. All right, here's what's weird. These are always, sometimes, or never. They're like true, false. Okay, so if something is false, it always has to be false. Okay, but sometimes some things could be sometimes true and sometimes false. And that's where the middle comes into play. And that's why I don't really like these, but our book uses them, so we need to talk about them just a little bit. Okay, so here it is. Always, sometimes, never for rhombus A, B, C, D. Oh, so there's a couple things that you need to know. It's a rhombus, so that's a slanted square. So this is the first thing you'll probably have to write down. Okay, so it's a slanted square. A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter where you put A, but then it totally matters where you put B, C, and D. Okay, so just for me, let's put A here, and then we're just going to go around. B, C, D. Okay, so it's a rhombus. So, you ready for this? I couldn't put B there. I couldn't say, oh, it's rhombus, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. You can't do that. You either got to go clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay? Good. My son, when we were in Orlando, my son Googled, hey, where is the beach with the most seashells? Because his wife wanted to go get seashells. And so there was this place, it's called Honeymoon Island. And so it's a state park. It's like a protected zone. And so we went to Honeymoon Island. And there were so many shells that you couldn't walk on the beach barefoot because you were stepping on shells like they would cut up your feet. There were that many shells. And that was like at 10 in the morning. So people had already been, and you just walk around and pick up seashells. Pretty neat, I thought. Oh, they've just been around. Always, sometimes, never. Are you ready? Okay. This is a rhombus. Is this angle always congruent to that angle in a rhombus? Yes. I'm just going to write A for always. Okay. Is angle A congruent to angle B in a rhombus? Could it be? Yeah, but is it always? No. That's terrible. Let me try drawing an S again. There we go. Okay, what are we doing now? ABD. Is angle ABD the same as angle CBD? Yeah, they are. Yeah, it is. Okay, this is a rhombus. Is AB the same as BC? Is the left the same as the top on a rhombus? Yeah, it is. Is AC the same as BD? Sometimes it could be. And then is AD, the bottom, the same as CD, the right? Heck yeah, it is. Okay, so I hate those. I really don't like always, sometimes, never, because the sometimes are kind of tricky, okay? So maybe on a quiz I might give those, but probably it'll be more like true, false, okay? Because you got a 50-50 chance there. All right, good. Here we go. Does your slide, oh, okay, you can read this, right? Okay. Okay, without even looking at your drawings, look at, sorry, from the front side of the paper. Without looking at it, what type of angles are always used for a square? What type of angles are always used for a square? Right angles. So what's X? It's 90. Were you thinking the answer was 25? Because it's not. Were you thinking it was 50? Oh, no. Okay, these two angles have to be supplementary. Oh, now I really haven't made you think much yet, but now that word should trigger. Supplementary, supplementary. What does that one mean? They add up to 180. So this is 60. You want me to write sup? Sup, dude? Okay. What type of angles, without even looking at the front of your paper, what type of angles are always used in a rectangle? What type of angles? How many degrees? It's the same as a square. 90. Okay. So this corner has to be 90. So x plus 30 has to equal 90. So x is 60. Well, that was easy. 52. Nothing really special about 52. Next year will be special, 53, because that's a prime number. Yeah. No big deal. Parallelogram, please tell me your drawing's better than that one. Nope. What do you know about these two pieces of the diagonal? 3x and 18. 3x and 18. What do you think you do to solve for x? Set them equal. 3x equals 18. X equals 6. Okay, on a rhombus, it's a slanted square, so all these pieces are the same. So that means that 5x is the same as x plus 8. So that's 4x equaling 8. X equals 2. That's algebra. In one semester, you're supposed to be ready for algebra 2. I got to get you there. Don't you worry. We're going to do algebra and geometry. So do I. Okay, and then a rectangle. What do you know about the top and bottom of a rectangle? They are the same. 2x plus 12 equals 5x minus 6. 18 equals 3x. X equals 6. My son started his new job in Kansas City, and I got to drive a 20-foot U-Haul truck. So 20 of these squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It looked a lot bigger than that. So that was just the back storage area, not the front cab. And so that was fun. I was like, Garrett, we don't need a 20-foot. Yeah, they didn't have any 15-foot trucks, so they upgraded us for free. I'm like, I don't want to drive a 20-foot truck in an ice storm in Kansas City, but I did because I'm a pro. There was so much ice that on a U-Haul, the back door that slides up, we had to get out a hammer and hit all along the seam and all the locks and knock off all the ice so that we could actually open it up. We had to hit it. Kind of fun, kind of cool. No big deal. But if you need anybody to ever drive a 20-foot truck, I could do it. Okay, is this your last? All right, hold please. I have to go ask Mr. Barrow a question. Hold on. When we're doing the parallelogram with the 4 points, what are you going to do? Are you going to do distance or are you going to do slope? Okay, slope. Boom! Okay. All right. I had to check with Mr. Barrow to make sure that we're both doing this the same way. And so you see how it says graph it and decide specific name using the distance equation? Scribble that out. scribble this out right here and write the word slope. I thought we changed it. I thought we taught it different last year, and we did. Okay, here I go. I know there's not a lot of room, but let's get through this. I promise this will be, this is it because you don't have another piece of paper. All right, so here we go. I'm going to plot this. 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's point P. Then I'm going to do Q. 3 to the right, 3 down. That's Q. Then I'm going to do 2 to the left and 3 down. That's R. And then I'm going to do 2 to the left and 1 up. That's S. Okay. Without doing a whole bunch of thinking, and looking at this shape, I can do slope. But if you wanted to take a guess, and I said, what's the green shape? What would your guess be for this? What is the best name for it? Rectangle. Okay, so for it to be a rectangle, the top and bottom slope need to be the same. Okay, so let's find the slope of SP. Okay, so the slope of SP. SP. So it's change in Y over change in X. What's 0 divided by anything? 0. Boom. Okay, now let's do the slope of RQ. RQ, RQ, RQ. It's change in Y over change in X. Hey, look at that. It's still 0. How about that? Are the top and bottom parallel? Yeah. Okay, are you running out of room to write the rest of this? Let me just go ahead and tell you. If a line's going straight up and down, the slope is undefined. Undefined. Okay. And ta-da, there you are. Okay. All right, so those were your notes. Somewhere by there, just write, don't lose this, because man, you're really going to want to use it on Friday. It'll be on Friday, it'll be an open note quiz because it'll be a remote Friday quiz. You have to, on Friday from 8:40 to 9:20, take the quiz. Now, today's worksheet. I do have tape just for you. Today's worksheet.
Hey, give me 2 of those.
For Ken ID. Did I? Dang it.
I told him
I thought I wasn't really counting. See if that's enough. I hope it's enough. First row, was there enough? Yes, good. Perfect. I didn't even count them. Dang it. Okay. So this is just practice for your quiz. So you're going to take your notes that you just had. Really? You're going to take your notes that you just had and copy down the drawings for 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you got to have all of the markings on the drawing. Okay. Hello. Yep. No. No, I haven't. All right. Bye. Okay. So go through your notes. Take that and just copy the drawing identical. Online learners, I say to you, good day.